I'm going to do face of the day. I don't know that it's face of the month. I have a speaking engagement later on today where I'm speaking to a bunch of entrepreneurs, new business owners at a tech incubator. So I'm starting with nothing. I've done all of my skincare already, ending with my my moisturizer, which is also a sunscreen. That's what I put on last. So I've got a mirror here. I don't think I've done a video like this yet. So I'm flipping it over so that I see the magnification. So I'll pull back here and there, and I'm going to keep some things simple, and I'm going to do a couple other things that I might not normally do. So I'm going to start with my under eye cover cream, which is Emlyn, and it's almost out. And I use my finger for this, and it's light, but I end up using another one later, and I've been experimenting with a few. And I have, when I was 30, right around 30, and I had really bad eczema under my eyes. And, you know, there's only so much a dermatologist can help you with there. So that contributed to some really incredible lines there when I look at it. And I have a little bit of rosacea, so I'm going to put some on here and a little on my nose. I'm also going to try some highlighting today, but I'm not going to do a whole lot of typical contouring. Okay, so that's that. And next, I've been watching some other people, and they've been putting on some powder before their foundation. And I tried one, but I had an allergic reaction to something, but I had too many new products going at the same time. So I'm just going to use, what was my Paula's Select powder. I've also used a L'Oreal powder, and a small kabuki brush. And I'm just going to pat it in lightly. Different people have said it makes their foundation stay better. So does it? I don't know. Alright, we'll come back to that later. And then I'm using, for my foundation, I'm using my Emlyn foundation in Burnished Fawn, and I'm out of it. But the thing I like is that it comes with a paddle. I'm out of it in this bottle. I have purchased it at times from them when they've had a deal that if I spent so much money they would send me 1 ounce in this little travel size bottle. Well, this is 1 ounce, so it's a great deal. So I'm going to put that on, and I still have my magnification mirror on here, and I'm using regular daylight for my lighting, which is really scary actually. I usually use a makeup mirror with lights. So I'm going to pat this around my face, and now I'm going to flip my mirror over too, because I'm sitting a little too far from it. Sit back a little bit, you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to use one of my stipple brushes. And I love these brushes. They're they get the word stipple because they look like a stencil brush. I used to be a professional stenciler one of the times that I was sick of the corporate world. And I have 2 of them. One is from Echo Tools, which I really love, and then the other one I got recently. This is e.l.f. It's not quite as dense, but it's okay. And I'm just going to stipple that in because I do have some large pores in the nose area. A little bit on the chin too. So, and then I'm going to sit back and go, alright. And I'm still not loving my under eye, but so many of us have that problem. So here I'm going to come out with my really pricey NARS under eye, which, okay, it costs $3 less right now than the Emlyn, but the Emlyn lasts 4 years and the NARS, I don't think this is going to last that long. There's just not much product in the tube, but it's very nice. I just think it's a little too yellow for me, this color that they helped me pick out. And then I might go, well, I'll probably go over it again with more foundation just to keep the color together. And I'm not a person who has the separate under eye powder yet. I just because I had that one allergic reaction, and by allergic reaction I mean I had watery, itchy eyes that got red, which is really bad for doing YouTube videos, and sneezing. So we're not sure why yet. And I'm not going to experiment with stuff. What I did, I stopped all the new product, and then I'm going to introduce one new product at a time. And I don't want to do it on a day when I have a speaking engagement. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put a little more foundation on, just so my color is even. Alright. And I like to do that. I haven't mastered the sponges yet. Sometimes just putting it on with a warm finger just blends it really, really nicely. Alright. And now I realize I forgot foundation primer, but that's okay. So I'll put that away. And I'm sitting in a different place than when I usually put my makeup on really fast. But that's just part of it. Alright, now what I'm going to do, I am going to powder now, just a little bit. And I'm going to take one of my fluffy brushes and just set that a little bit. I might put a little bit on later. Alright. Next, what I'm going to do, if I can find the product, I'm going to do a little bit of highlighting. So you could do that with like a Maybelline Dream Lumi, or there's a brightener version of this Maybelline Age Rewind concealer. I'm using one from MAC, the Prep and Prime, but any of these will work. And this works like the Dream Lumi, so check how much is coming out. You want, and I'm using a color that's lighter. Let's see, I'll start on the side that you can see. Oh, how about if I get some product coming out of there? I'm going to start in the inner corner, work down my nose and around. Now I'm getting product coming out. Great. Too much, really. Nice. Okay, that wasn't the plan. Okay. And then, I don't have the marionette lines, but if I did, I'd go like this. I do have the lines around my mouth, though. I'm going to put a little bit of highlighter on my chin. There's the product. And on the cupid's bow here. And then I'm going to come out on this, well, I'll do it on this side first so you can see what I'm doing. When I want product, it's coming out. Okay. And I'm going to fill in, see how I'm making a V? And then on this side too. And I'm making a V. Alright. And then I'm going to go down my nose. I remember years ago, Oprah's makeup artist, he had a bunch of women in a room and he was showing them this trick. Go down the center with something lighter. Alright, so here we go. Alright, now I like to pat a lot of this in just a little bit with my fingers. And then I'm going to go over it again. With my stipple brush. Oh, I need one more line. I just forgot. I'm going to do one under here and one here. Okay, so I didn't go quite to my ear. I'm going to pat that in first. And then blend it in. Especially around my eyes, I like to use my finger. So like I said, oops, I'm not going to use the regular contouring stick. I think that's going to be a little too much for me today. I don't need a lot of drama on my face. But what I will do, I'll use a little bronzer. And for bronzer, because I'm so fair, I have this brush. This is an Ulta brush. One of these that's not very dense. And I have the Pixie bronzer. Below the video where it says show more, if you click show more, it'll open up the description box and I'll put all the information about what I'm using here. So I just want a little bit of something here. I don't want a lot. I'm going under my cheekbone, about maybe a little bit toward the top of my head, and maybe down here a little bit. Think about where the sun hits. Alright, and that's it. I don't want too much on me. And then I have a couple blushes. I have this one from Elle that I got from Kohl's, and they were having a half off sale. That's nice. Alright, so on this one, I'm just going to do a little bit. I don't want much of this one. Let's see. Maybe this medium-sized brush. I'm just going to go under. Oh, I should do this side first so you can see what I'm doing. Maybe up into the temples a little bit. And then for my other blush, I'm using this Studio Gear in Biscuit, and a different bigger brush, and put it traditionally where we put blush. And this looks like a lot right now, but I'll be blending this out. Another interesting thing I found at Kohl's, also in the Elle line, is this eyeshadow, but it's, I might use it I'm always debating about whether I should use it now or whether I should use it after I'm done, but I'll use it as a highlighter up here. I'll use it now. So I'll use a small brush, actually maybe even a brush that's smaller than that. I don't want to overdo, especially on frosty like things on me. Don't really go real well. Just do it in that area. Alright. So I'm still looking a little bit clownish for me. And now just a little bit of powder again. And my biggest fluffy brush is not as big as other people's big fluffy brushes. So if you have one bigger than this, so we're getting rid of my spotted face look. And then, you know, later sometimes I look in the mirror and I go, okay, too much blush on this side, not enough blush on that side, and I'll add a little more over here and pull some off over here. I also have another brush that I got from Ulta years ago. It's this angle, and this one I'll use to just pull off some blush and even it off. Okay, now getting into the eyes. I love the Smashbox 24-hour eyeshadow primer, and you just use the littlest tiny bit. Now I have to move my mirror back to the magnification, and hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Oh, I can see all kinds of things now that I missed. Great. I can buff that out later. A little extra highlighter. Alright. Now, the interesting thing about watching other people do makeup is that other people do their makeup in a different order than I do, and now I have an eyelash on my face, or a piece of brush. Most people do their eyeshadow, then their mascara, then their eyeliner. I like to do eyeliner, then mascara, so I can see how dramatic my eyes look, and then eyeshadow. And I've seen people put on powder on a brush and put it really close to their eye, and I've tried that, and then I get little pieces of eyeshadow in my eye, and then my eyes turn red anyway. So to get away from all that, I do it differently. I'm going to start with an eyeliner pencil. I found pencils work pretty well for me, and this color is Sage. Now when I do a darker color, I actually do use a powder over it to soften it. This one comes out pretty soft though, because at this age I don't look good with really intense eyeliner unless somebody else applies it for me and I'm going out to something fancy. Hopefully my camera is doing a good job of focusing, because I changed cameras, but I don't have one of those little flip around things where I can see what the camera sees. That'll be my next purchase. Okay, so I'm just getting this as close to the line as possible. And I am starting to have in this eye some droopiness of this skin. So I can easily be one of those folks who opens her eyes and then her eyeliner touches on this part of the skin. So to take care of that, I use an angled brush and then some kind of like a taupey color eyeshadow. This is Studio Gear in Camel. And this is the only time I get shadow this close to my eye. I cannot put eyeliner on my waterline like I've seen some people do. It looks really great, but, well, for me it doesn't stay, and it causes me to have red eyes, so what's the point? Okay, now that I'm close up, I'm seeing some dry spots on my face that I do not like. But maybe I'll edit out. Okie dokie. Alright. Now I do mascara. And I go back and forth. So for a long time I used these two, and these recently ones that I bought didn't turn out that great. So Lash Stiletto would give me really good length, and then Maybelline Full and Soft would fill in with some thickness. But this one that I bought doesn't clean off nicely. Then I had a nice coupon for the Classic Volume Express, so trying that too. So I'm going to call my software editor to find out. So that's mascara. So now we're ready for eyeshadow. And sometimes I'll do my eyebrows first, sometimes I'll do them after. I think I'll do them after. So now I decide, I brought several eyeshadows out just because it's so much fun. And I have my IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty Celebration. I hope you can see that. And I also have the Stila, the Mind collection. I don't want you to see the mirror. And these are all matte. So, actually I think I'm going to go with the Stila, the IT Cosmetics today. And I'm going to actually start with my Studio Gear though, in Barely There, because the light color in the IT is so light. It's really almost too light for me. So I have a bunch of brushes here that I just really like. I got a couple from Echo Tools that are nice, long, and they have brushes on both ends. I got these at Ulta, but I've seen them at grocery store type places too. Okay, I should start with the left so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm doing this inner corner and upper, but I'm going to come back with this one. Alright, so then I have so many to choose from in this palette. This is where I debate about getting close to the eye or not getting close to the eye or what I'm going to favorite one. Okay. So I'm going to go a little bit taupey today. So I'm going to start with this one called Peace right here. And I'm going to do this on much of the lid. I'm starting with right again. That's because I'm right-handed. And I hope I don't make a mess in front of the camera. This daylight, you can really see what flakes. And I really like this color. So I think what I'm going to do, even though we usually do a different color in the crease, I'm going to put this color in the crease too. And I bought these are Ulta brand crease brushes. Very nice. So I'm using Peace for this too. They just fit right inside the crease so nicely. And they're really dense. They don't go all over the place. Okay, so I'm starting with that color, but then I'll do something a little more intense. Let me bring it up a little bit. And I'm not gonna, sometimes I just cheat and use the same color. Toasty isn't that much different. Maybe I'm gonna try this spice. It's actually a little more brown. Spice or toasty? I'm gonna mix them. I'm gonna mix these two, just because I can. I once did that with, I had my family room and kitchen painted some of my older videos on the food playlist on this channel. I have a green kitchen, and in some I have a blue kitchen. So it was green, and I couldn't find the right green, and we finally decided to mix two colors in Benjamin Moore. And a friend of mine said, "Oh my gosh, you're so brave." And I'm like, well, it worked out. It was like two greens right next to each other on the paint chip were not right. One was too light and one was too dark, and I'm like, 50-50. Okay, so I don't want to overdo the drama today, but just because I'm making a video, I think what I'm going to do, I know it's purple, this Sugar Plum. I'm going to take this little skinny brush that's really dense. This is the one that's going to get close to my eye. So I'm actually blotting it on a tissue. And I'm going to just make a line in here. Kind of the V idea, but really thin. And then I'm going to be blending that. I don't know where I got this brush. It's a no-name brush. If I find the name of it with glasses on below the video, I'll post the name of it. And if I don't put names of brushes that looked interesting to you, please post a comment. Okay, so now I'm going to take another brush. Alright. Okay, this old, this is an old Ulta brush. it's just a little bigger and fluffier, and I'm just going to brush some of this out and up. Alright. Now I'm going to go back to my studio gear and back to the brush I used for that. And put a little bit on. And just go above again and blend some of this. And go in here again. And up. And here. Right. And take the broom. Sweep some of that away. Alright, now I'm going to look at myself in the regular mirror and go, well, it looks okay. And I do love the idea where we put a little bit of dot of a very light, even frosted eyeshadow in the corner. And sometimes I've been putting it in here, but then it looks a little too crepey on this eye. So instead of doing a frost there, what I'll do is find another brush. I'll use something like this, or go back with so I was talking about putting a creamy color or even a white but not frosted in the inner corner. So in my IT Cosmetics I'm using this one called Snow Angel. And I'm just going to highlight a little bit in here. Alright. And then I'll also, again, going back to IT, they do have a frost here in the lower right corner. So I'm just going to take just a little bit and put it there. Just a little, but not. Daylight really makes everything stand out, doesn't it? Okay. So then I'm going to take one more clean brush. And now I'm ready to do my eyebrows. And I like to just use eyeshadow. So I'm using a plain eyeshadow. They don't even sell this color anymore, but it's kind of a charcoal color from Lancome, but you can use any charcoal color. And this little skinny brush from Japanesque. And I take the tiniest amount, I dab it off. Oh, maybe I should start on this side so you can see really what I'm doing. I start at the end. And do a little bit more. And then this is where I've got to have a spoolie. I might even buy more, since right now I just have a spoolie that's attached to the end of a eyebrow pencil. And now that I'm looking up close, I don't really like how small this looks. And then I'm going to take the spoolie and just pull it through. And then, again, with my kabuki brush to brush away some of the extra. Smile a little bit. Alright, and look with the regular mirror. And that's it. Face for the day and for the evening. This should last pretty well. Of course, before I leave to go to my speaking engagement, I'll look in my makeup mirror and check that the mascara isn't flaking, and maybe I need a little tiny touch up with the eyeshadow. But with this eyeshadow primer and even drugstore brand eyeshadows, stay on really well with that Smashbox primer. I might end up touching up the blush a little bit, but usually everything stays where it's supposed to. So that was face of the day and kind of face of the month. Oh wait, I didn't do lips. I'm so used to doing this and then just putting on my lips right before I leave the house. So today I actually have MAC in Faux, and this is kind of a neutral pinkish. But then on top of it, I'm going to put a Smashbox lip gloss. Now this is the old Illume, and I did buy the Pink Lady in Smashbox, so those colors are kind of close. All right, now we're done.